Hello, Andy. This is Annabelle from Paraguay. This is an interview for Brit Noise. How are you? Where are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm sat in my car outside my flat in London.
In London.
Yeah. We recently moved out to the countryside, but I've come back because I'm working in London a little bit at the moment, so I'm back in my flat.
So let's talk about the latest album from Smith and Burrows. Let's start from the beginning. I didn't know about this project before, and I was looking back for how did it start and everything. What can you tell me about this? How did you met Tom in the first place? I mean, were you friends before music, or you met like on tour or something like that?
Yeah, we were definitely Tom and I are definitely this whole Smith and Burrows project is definitely quite a nice relief from band life, in that it's very much friends first and music and you know, professional working relationship second. You know, we met back in 2005 at Glastonbury Festival, when Editors were playing Glastonbury and Razorlight were playing Glastonbury, and you know, we've been friends ever since. And we did a record in 2010 or 11, 2011, and then we've remained friends, and we've both, you know, we're both dads and we both had kids around the similar time and stuff. So I suppose, you know, we've been on a bit of a journey anyway. And then, years later, we had these songs and we decided to sort of go in again and make a record.
How did it start, the project? I mean, the project, Smith and Burrows.
I think
working you two together in music.
Yeah. I think it was, I was doing some promo for an album I had out years ago called I Am Arrows, and the album was out in 2010, and Tom came and joined me on stage a few times to do a cover of Wonderful Life by Black, and we did it with my band, and then Tom would just come on stage. We'd be like, here's Tom Smith from Editors, and the crowd would all go crazy, and then Tom would come and sing the song with me. And we just always, after that, we always sort of said, wouldn't it be quite cool to go and put that song down, go and record Wonderful Life, because our voices sounded quite interesting together and whatever. And it was kind of just a really loose idea. And we found an engineer that we went into the studio with, and it just went really well immediately. You know, we went home that night and we had a really satisfying recording that was really easy and fun to make. And we were like, maybe we should do something with this. Maybe we should do some more of this, because that was a really fun day. Maybe we should go and record some more. So we did some more. And then about 2 songs in, we were like, maybe we should try writing some songs. So we did When the Thames Froze, and we did This Ain't New Jersey. And it just kind of like sounded great, and we had so much fun. And yeah, it was a very organic process. 2 friends trying to do something, could have gone wrong, could have not worked, but it sounded great. And then it turned into that album, Funny Looking Angels. And
why a Christmas album for the first for the debut album?
I think it's because my memory is a little bit rusty on it, but I think it's because we did the recording of Black, and then we tried When the Thames Froze, because Tom had that song kicking around, and obviously it's got a winter theme to it, that song, and it turned out really good. So then we thought about, what about if we put some songs around this that all have a winter theme? And it just sort of organically grew like that. It just felt like, yeah, it just felt like that was the right thing to do at the time. It wasn't like a really preconceived idea. It just worked that way, you know.
Mm-hmm. And what about the second album? It was you were working on this before the lockdown, right? It came before the lockdown.
Yeah, this whole record was was pre-lockdown, which was quite nice. You know, it was all finished way before this started.
Mm-hmm. And what was the spark to do a second album?
I think just the songs reaching a place, where there was enough of them that were feeling really good, that were sounding really good. And also the fact that there was a gap in like the editor's schedule. I was free that summer. We were both free, and we were just like, maybe we should take this opportunity to go and, finally make another album sort of 10 years later. It just kind of worked out. Everything about Tom and me working together has always been about, two mates doing something, as opposed to there being any external pressure. And that's a real refreshing uniqueness to this project.
I imagine that. Yeah, but you mean that in between those 10 years you take between albums, you were always working, and all those songs took all that time to be done?
Yeah, but I mean, we weren't always working on. We weren't always working on those songs, so they didn't take a long time. It's just that we weren't engaged in the Smith and Burrows project for the 10 years. So we would visit it like once in a while, maybe for like, I remember a time in, I don't know what year it was. I guess it would have been like 17 or 18, the 2000s, that we met up for a month and tried some songs, and then we came back to the next year. You know what I mean? We just slowly trying to do stuff together, and we'd always email ideas each other. It just, both of us doing a lot of other stuff, so it was always gonna be a tricky thing to fit in. But it just worked out that year, and it came together. Yeah,
I can tell you that when you two are together, I mean, in the same space, you have a lot of fun working together.
Yeah, we do. I think we do. I think we do because I think bands are wonderful things. They're magical things, and they're otherworldly, but they can become quite intense, and there's all sorts of issues surrounding bands when you've been in a band for a long time. I think the thing with Tom and I in this record, the reason why I said it reminded me of being younger and starting a band at school and stuff, is because it just has all of the joy and the carefreeness that you have when you're a teenager and you're starting your first band. There's no politics there. There's no there's nothing but just two friends. And I mean, that's not to say that we do argue and we fall out, and it does get a bit stressy at some points, but on the whole, it was just a very enjoyable experience, making this album.
What can you tell me about Parliament Hill? Is it a place that it really exists?
Yeah, Parliament Hill is a place in Hampstead in London. It's a really beautiful part of London, and yeah, it rises up into this gorgeous hill. So it's a lot of green woodland and hill, and you can see from a certain point on Parliament Hill, you can see all the way out over London. And Tom lives.
Is that the place of the video? You shoot it there?
Yeah, we shot it there. And we both lived very near to there for a long period of time. Certainly back when Editors and Razorlight were both very active. And he had stayed living there for a lot longer. But that place had always been quite key to our friendship, and quite a significant geographical spot.
What about the idea of that video with all those?
Yeah, that was beautiful video. The idea was conceived by the wonderful Mr. Matt Whitecross, who obviously everybody knows as having done all of the Coldplay videos since their beginnings. And Matt is a friend of ours, and we had long talked about trying to do something together. We had to explain to him that our budgets were very different to that of a Coldplay video. But he seemed really keen to want to work with us, and he came up with this wonderful idea of using the Puppet Theatre from Islington in London. It's just this beautiful little magical world of puppets hiding in the trees and stuff, and us hanging out on Parliament Hill.
Did your kids, your children enjoy the video?
they enjoyed the video. The sad thing is that they were supposed to be there on the video shoot and be in the video, but because of COVID,
Oh,
there was only like a certain amount of people who were allowed on set. So whatever. Next time.
next time, yeah. What about the COVID time? You were supposed to go on tour last year. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Are you going to go now? Do you have plans?
I don't know. I think the sad thing about this record for us is that we may have missed the boat with touring for this time round, because we made this album 2 years ago, and then we released it, or we started releasing songs from it a year ago, and we were doing a lot of promo on Zoom like this and stuff over the last 12 months, and we were hoping to go on a tour later this year, but it's just tricky, because it's just tricky, like everything is tricky for everybody at the moment. We're trying to juggle various jobs and the bands and all that kind of stuff, and right now it's not really fitting in that Smith and Burrows are going to get a substantial tour in, and it's sad, but at least now we have an album that isn't stuck in the winter, so we can come and play festivals anytime. I think we'll definitely play some of this stuff live at some point, but we didn't get to do what we wanted to do, which was to go and tour Europe properly and tour this album that we made.
Yeah, it happens to everyone.
Yeah,
it happens to everyone.
absolutely.
What are you working on right now? I mean, you do soundtracks.
Yeah, I'm working. Well, my Razorlight have got back together, so we're working on a new record, which is kind of exciting. And then I'm also working with Ricky Gervais on the new Afterlife.
Afterlife.
I'm doing Razorlight and Afterlife at the moment. Okay. And I'm trying to do a new Andy record as well, but the Andy stuff tends to take a backseat.
Okay, Andy, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Hope to see you somewhere on tour with any of your projects.
When we're allowed out again, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Oh, it's lovely to talk to you. Really lovely to talk to you. Sorry that I'm in my car.
Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay. Take it easy.
Bye.
Bye.